In this video I am talking about this, the phone camera made for photographers, Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. If you are here for the first time, my name is Pav, and on this channel I talk about all things photography and video, gear reviews, cameras, lenses, tutorials and more. If this is something that you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. I'm not exactly known for being a smartphone photographer, but I have been taking photos with phones just like everyone else since the dawn of smartphones. But I am a commercial and lifestyle photographer, and I do use Sony a7 III and a7S II currently for my video and photography paid work. So when I got literally bombarded by adverts on Instagram and Facebook of this phone telling me that it uses Sony A9 focusing technology, that it is designed for photographers, especially with Sony photographers in mind, I got really intrigued. I have reached out to Sony UK and they were very kind to lend me this Xperia 1 Mark II for this review. However, I wasn't asked or paid by Sony UK or anyone else to say anything specific about it, so it is my 100% honest and unbiased opinion about this phone. I must say that this is not a phone review, but a review of the camera in this phone from the point of view of a photographer, me. So what do we have here? If I understand right, reading the specs, there are 3 Exmor RS for mobile sensors. I could be wrong because there's a different size for each lens spec. But whatever it is, there are Exmor RS, or there is Exmor RS for mobile sensor delivering 12 million pixels. You don't really need more millions of pixels from the phone, in my opinion. I don't know of anyone actually who prints photos from the mobile phone large, and 12 million pixels will still print A4 or even larger without any problems. 12 million pixels, however, will contribute hugely to the speed of acquiring the photos and the amount of noise the sensor produces. Just like with the big cameras, higher the pixel count, more noise that will be introduced to your images, especially in low light. There are 3 lenses here, the 16mm, 24 and 70, and all 3 have fixed apertures. 16mm is f2.2, 24mm is f1.7 and 70mm is f2.4. Unfortunately, as you are going to see in my samples, these numbers don't translate the same as with the real photography lenses on a bigger cameras. As this is a phone for the masses, the camera can be used just like any camera on any Android phone with standard camera app, and that's where all the artificial intelligence is happening, and the smartphone does the smart thing, processes your photos completely for you. Standard stuff. Even though it will, as expected, deliver decent results, this way you don't get that Sony experience. For that, this phone comes with 2 pre-installed apps, Photo Pro and Cinema Pro. Photo Pro app, anyone who ever used any Sony photo camera before will be instantly at home and very familiar with this orange and black look of the settings and all of the icons here. Fully auto, of course, program auto, shutter priority and manual. No aperture priority, as the apertures are fixed on these lenses and cannot be changed. All your standard big camera stuff is here. Drive mode for single photo shooting or fast burst, focusing modes, although not as many options there, ISO, white balance, eye autofocus and more. You can shoot raw images with this, which will give you more dynamic range when editing, and what is really important, the phone has a dedicated camera shutter release button that can be half pressed to acquire the focus and take the photo just like in the proper cameras. The main feature here really is that autofocus, and especially the real-time eye tracking. This is actually the feature that really brings this phone camera using experience very close to using big Sony cameras. This is pretty much what Sony professional cameras are great at and known for, and somehow they managed to make it work on the smartphone extremely well here. When it comes to video, you have to switch over to Cinema Pro app. 4K in 60 frames per second and some color profiles to make your videos look a little bit more cinematic. One standing out is the Cine Alta Venice camera look, the flagship Sony cinema camera. Does it really look like it? It's very hard to tell. This app is very simple and well laid out, very easy to use, and giving you video results that are certainly less cooked than straight from your standard camera app, and giving you more room to tweak things in post and achieve that very elusive cinematic look. Performance-wise, it's a phone camera, and no matter how good the lenses are, it relies on a very small sensor to record the images with. This limits the dynamic range and overall photo quality, and also the depth of field. I'm not gonna lie, you are not gonna get professional results with this, but the Sony's Photo Pro app gives you that freedom to tweak the settings easily and give you that control over how images are captured in that familiar Sony camera environment. Manual mode is nothing new on smartphones these days. What makes this camera stand out is that incredible autofocus control and the dedicated shutter button. These two features at least make this phone feel more like a proper Sony camera to me. The images it produces are good, and shooting RAW makes it much easier to achieve your own look and give you that sense of satisfaction that you were in control throughout the process. Cinema Pro app certainly makes filming with this camera feel more like filming with a bigger Sony camera too. The phone limitations are bit frustrating at times, and I think you get the most out of it if used in conjunction with artificial lighting in low light situations, third-party ND filters for bright days outside, and a small gimbal to add that fluid feel to those cinematic-like shots. Conclusion: as phone cameras go, I don't think this is any different than most of the leading brands right now. But what really is different is the camera software and the incredible autofocus tracking. It really is as good as on flagship alpha cameras and better than anything I have seen on any smartphone before. So who and why this would be actually better for than any other top-of-the-range phone? I think this would be a game changer for anyone who would normally use or try to use a phone to photograph any kind of sports, skateboarding, football, or whatever has got a lot of fast movement in it. Also for photographing pets and kids, the autofocus and high frame burst will have no problem getting the sharp photos when pretty much any other phone won't even come close. Also for those who like to fiddle with the settings, like me, to be in full control of the camera. I don't usually go to manual settings on my phones because usually it is just too fiddly to operate. So here it's great to have easy to use and familiar functions together with RAW files. So to summarize it all, it's not about the camera and the lenses here, which are good, they're okay, but all about the camera software that brings that big camera experience to this smartphone. And this is it from me. If you like this video, then please give me that thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, cameras, lenses, photography, video tutorials, then please consider subscribing, support the channel, buy me a coffee, or simply comment below this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.